Hey BF3L, what's going on? Hope everybody is enjoying their off season and getting prepared for the upcoming BF3L draft on Sunday, August 24th at 11 a.m. at Jeff Reve's new bachelor pad in Dublin, California. If you need any details on his address, you can check the league website or one of the multiple emails I've sent out up to this point. We have voted as a league this year to do away with classic waivers, and we moved on to a quote-unquote legit fantasy process that other leagues use called the FAB system, and not Mr. Fab, but otherwise known as the free agent auction bidding system. For you guys, and for everybody really, I've decided to make this tutorial video on how exactly this new system is going to work. After watching this video, you'll know pretty much everything about the new system. We'll go over the settings for a second. Under transactions, where it used to say waivers, you'll now see waiver process, days, and time. It is currently set for Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays at 12 p.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. for us. This means that 3 times a week, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays, is when everyone in the league will have an opportunity to make additions to their roster from the free agent pool. You will no longer be able to make moves at will after waivers clear on Wednesday, or Friday, or Sunday. If you don't make a move on Wednesday, the next time you will be able to make a move is Friday. The next thing you see is the player acquisition budget. This is how much you will be able to spend on players for the entire season. You use this budget basically to bid on any free agent player that you want. Again, this adds a little bit more strategy, makes you plan ahead with how you want to make up your roster. You know, questions like, do you really want to pick up that third defense to block your opponent from picking up defense, or how much are you willing to spend to actually make that happen? Personally, I used to abuse the shit out of free agency, and really it was no secret. I made a video basically telling Twos that I was going to block all of his moves by adding and cutting players Sunday. Again, it was totally within the rules, but I was completely exploiting how the system really was set up. And other people did it too, but this is just, from first-hand experience on my end. With regular waivers and free agents being readily available after waivers processed, if a significant injury or a trade happened, basically the person that was rewarded was the person who got to their iPhone or their computer the fastest. A perfect example, again, involved me last year. Trent Richardson got traded to the Colts, I think in week 3. And right then and there, it was a race to our ESPN site to see whoever could pick up the backup in Cleveland, Willis McGahee, the fastest. Once again, it was me. I got there the quickest. I know for a fact 4 other people all tried to add McGahee, but by the time they got to the ESPN site, they had already seen that I had picked him up. Now, adding him wasn't the greatest move of all time or anything, but the process is more what I'm talking about. With the free agent auction bid system, basically everyone would have been able to put in a bid for McGahee if they really wanted him. Some people might think that is a positive, that the person who gets there the fastest should be rewarded, the right player, and I get that. But the league voted 11-1 in favor of this new system, so I'll leave it at that. This process basically promotes league fairness, and I'm all about that, especially as somebody who has exploited the old system in the past. So basically, if something significant happens in the NFL, it's not a race, whoever gets to Twitter the fastest. It's everybody has a chance. Everybody has an equal opportunity. Let's get back to the league settings. As you see here, the minimum bid is set for $0. You can pick up players by spending no money. What if 2 more players bid the same amount of money on a player? Or they all bid $0 on a player? The way that is decided is by waivers. Waivers are still relevant in this new system. They are used as the tiebreaker. However, they are slightly different than what we are used to. Waivers now do not reset after each tiebreaker. They reset based on the weekly standings for the league. None of us chose this. This is just an ESPN standard rule we cannot change. Similar to their BS standard rule of waivers clearing at 1:30 in the freaking morning with standard waivers. We couldn't control that. This is one of the main reasons that we try to find a new system. But again, this new system promotes fairness, like I've said before, and that's exactly what waivers does with the FAAB. The player in last place will have the highest priority for the entire week. That waiver order will last the entire week. So for the 3 waves of clearing on Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays, it will be the same waiver order when it comes to tiebreakers. And then the following week, waivers will reset based on league overall standings. Therefore, the guy in last place will have number 1, and the guy in first place will have number 12. And again, that's only solely used in a tiebreaker situation. If we look at this page, it's a bit different than we are used to. As you can see here, a giant red box shows up asking for your bid price, along with what player you will be looking to remove from the roster to open up roster space. For instance, I decide I would like to bid $5 on Tony Romo to make room on my roster. I'm going to drop the scrub, otherwise known as Giovanni Bernard. And then I click Submit Roster. It will review the move I am asking to do. I carefully review it, and I click Confirm. Again, I would not click any of these boxes while driving a 32,000-pound truck. As it takes me back to the team page, it shows me my pending moves. It says that the move will be made approximately at 9 a.m. Wednesday morning. That means that any time from the time I put the move in, I can go back and edit the price or completely cancel it if I want to. If I have no other moves to make for the waiver process that will take place on Wednesday, I can comfortably go to bed and not have to worry about 87 moves being made while I'm dreaming of a win for that current week.